Hello, Golden State Warriors fan. We're back with an exclusive video bringing you the latest updates. First of all, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's crucial for you to stay informed with the news daily. Without further ado, let's get to the news. In a shocking twist that has left fans, analysts, equals it all. Sabonis has been a cornerstone equals an S. They're not content with fading I equals S influence over the Warriors' personnel decisions. He's the face of the franchise, the cultural anchor, and the guy whose prime the team is still trying to maximize. So if Sabonis is indeed joining Golden State, you can bet Curry was in on the pitch. Maybe he made the call. Maybe he laid out the vision. Maybe equals Minto get any assets in return? All these questions are swirling, and right now, there are no clear answers. The Warriors have always been savvy in the front office, but this would take their maneuvering to a whole new level. Some are already whispering about back-channel conversations or agent drive equals Turklas. But even in the new regime, it seems the Warriors still know how to make noise when it matters. If this deal is real, it won't just be a game-changer for the franchise. It'll be a case study in how equals Civ career. Let's talk about equals S, Lakers, and Mavericks will have to reevaluate their plans. The Warriors weren't considered a top-tier threat last season, and most assumed they'd quietly fade into the middle tier of the standings as Curry aged out of his peak. But this potential acquisition changes everything. Sabonis brings interior scoring, elite passing from the post, and relentless rebounding, skills that fill immediate needs for Golden State. His presence alone would force teams to rethink defensive matchups and game plans. Suddenly, Golden State isn't just jacking up threes. They're attacking the paint, collapsing defenses, and opening up more space than ever before for their shooters. And if the Warriors still have their core trio intact, Curry, Green, and Thompson, alongside Sabonis, then the balance of power may tip back in their favor. Teams that felt comfortable ignoring the Warriors now have to prepare for a new-look juggernaut. And for coaches across the league, the message is clear: don't count the Warriors out. Not yet. Not while they're still pulling moves like this. Even the locker room dynamic would shift dramatically with the arrival of Sabonis. His leadership style, often described as calm, cerebral, and quietly commanding, would blend well with the Warriors' veteran-heavy environment. He's not a diva. He doesn't demand the spotlight. He plays the right way, makes teammates better, and never takes a possession off. For a team that's had to navigate internal tensions over the years, think Draymond's outbursts, KD's exit, and the younger players struggling to adapt, Sabonis could be a steadying presence. He's a pro's pro. He sets hard screens, dives for loose balls, and communicates on both ends. That kind of presence matters, especially in a system as nuanced as Golden State's. And make no mistake, if this is real, Steve Kerr is already thinking 5 moves ahead. He's probably sketching out lineups on his whiteboard as we speak. Sabonis in the high post, Curry darting off ball, Clay in the corner, Draymond pushing in transition. It's poetry in motion. And for younger players like Jonathan Kuminga or Moses Moody, playing alongside someone like Sabonis could accelerate their development. This is more than a signing. It's a cultural reset. And let's not forget the marketing machine. If Sabonis truly joins the Warriors, his visibility skyrockets overnight. Sacramento has a loyal fan base, but Golden State operates on a global stage. Every game is national TV. Every moment is scrutinized, celebrated, debated. And that's exactly the kind of exposure Sabonis has never really had in his career. He's put up all-star numbers for years, but how often has he been the headline? With the Warriors, he becomes part of the story every single night. His jersey sales go up. His brand endorsements expand. His social media following explodes. It's not just about basketball. It's about building a legacy in front of the world. The Warriors have built a brand that transcends wins and losses. They're a lifestyle, a global movement. And Sabonis stepping into that spotlight, if this rumor is true, is a massive shift. It could redefine how he's viewed historically, not just as a stat stuffer, but as a winner, a champion, and maybe even a finals MVP. It's all speculation, of course, but that's what makes this so exciting. Because if even half of it is true, we're looking at one of the boldest moves in modern NBA history. If Domantas Sabonis' rumored 4-year contract with the Warriors truly comes to fruition, the ripple effects will extend far beyond Golden State and Sacramento, sending shockwaves through the entire NBA ecosystem. The Western Conference, already a minefield of talent and star power, would suddenly feel the tremors of a seismic shift. Teams like the Memphis Grizzlies, Portland Trail Blazers, and even the emerging Oklahoma City Thunder must now reconsider their trajectories. These franchises were quietly building around young core players, hoping to challenge the dominance of the Suns and Nuggets. But the Warriors' alleged Sabonis coup would force a complete rethink of playoff aspirations and roster construction strategies. How do you compete against a frontcourt presence as versatile and cerebral as Sabonis, paired with a splash-heavy backcourt led by Curry and Thompson? The answer is complicated, and that complexity alone could recalibrate off-season priorities. General managers and coaches across the league are surely scrutinizing this potential signing, trying to forecast the seismic impact on matchups and salary cap management. With the Warriors poised to transform their identity once again, the ripple effect may spur a flurry of unexpected trades and signings league-wide as teams scramble to keep pace. This is more than just a new signing. It's a potential tectonic shift that could redefine competitive balance for years to come. Moreover, the ripple effect extends into player mentality and free agency calculations. Sabonis signing with Golden State signals to other high-caliber players that the Warriors remain a destination worth considering, even amid transition and uncertainty. The allure of playing alongside Curry and under Kerr's tutelage might convince other stars or solid contributors to embrace a Warriors uniform, fostering a new wave of roster reinforcement. This is significant because it changes the Warriors' narrative from a fading dynasty to a hotbed of opportunity and reinvention. For free agents weighing offers, the presence of Sabonis on the Warriors roster sends a clear message. This team is still serious about contending and committed to strategic growth. That could influence a domino effect in free agency, with players willing to accept slightly lower salaries or shorter contracts in exchange for a chance at a title in Golden State. The Warriors have long mastered the art of convincing players they are part of something special, and adding Sabonis might just be the latest masterstroke in that ongoing narrative. It's a story that will be closely watched by agents and executives as the offseason unfolds. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. From a tactical standpoint, integrating Sabonis into the Warriors' offense would require subtle, yet significant adjustments. While Golden State's hallmark has been its perimeter shooting and motion-heavy offense, Sabonis brings a unique skill set that expands the team's strategic playbook. His elite passing and ability to operate from the high post add layers of complexity for opposing defenses, demanding new schemes and rotations. Imagine the spacing advantages when Sabonis command attention inside, drawing double teams that free up Curry and Thompson on the perimeter. Kerr would likely leverage Sabonis' versatility to run multiple offensive sets, switching between pick and roll, high post facilitation, and post-ups depending on matchups. Defensively, Sabonis' physicality and rebounding presence would bolster the Warriors' interior protection, an area where they have struggled against bigger teams. This balance between offensive creativity and defensive toughness could transform the Warriors into a more complete and unpredictable unit. Of course, it also demands chemistry and adaptation, meaning the early part of the season might involve trial and error. But if Kerr's track record is any indicator, he'll find the right formula to unlock Sabonis' potential and elevate the entire team's performance. Financially, the implications for the Warriors are complex and far-reaching. A 4-year, potentially max-level contract for Sabonis would place significant pressure on Golden State's salary cap flexibility, potentially limiting future moves. This means the front office must be extremely strategic about managing the roster, especially with key players like Klay Thompson potentially seeking extensions or raises. The Warriors may have to make difficult decisions, perhaps moving veterans or mid-level contracts to create room for Sabonis while maintaining a competitive bench. This balancing act is a hallmark of championship-caliber front offices, but it is never easy. The risk-reward calculus here is substantial. Committing a large chunk of salary to Sabonis could pay off in rings and deep playoff runs, but it also constrains future flexibility. Additionally, the luxury tax implications are likely significant, potentially taxing the ownership's willingness to spend aggressively. But knowing the Warriors' history, they have never shied away from financial risk in pursuit of championships. This move, if confirmed, would represent a bold financial commitment signaling that Golden State isn't just rebuilding. They're rebuilding to win now. On the Sacramento side, the loss of Sabonis would trigger a major reset. The Kings have built their franchise identity around him, and losing their star player to a division rival is both a basketball and emotional blow. This would necessitate a complete overhaul of their roster construction, playing style, and long-term vision. Sacramento's front office will be forced to accelerate their search for new stars, whether through draft capital, trades, or free agency. The emotional impact on the fan base would be profound. Losing a beloved player to the Warriors could trigger frustration, anger, and a crisis of identity. However, it could also open new doors. The Kings might pivot toward youth development, prioritize athleticism and speed, or seek a new style of play to distinguish themselves. The pressure on De'Aaron Fox to elevate his game and leadership would intensify, and the franchise's direction would come under intense scrutiny. Ultimately, the ripple effect of Sabonis' departure could reshape the Kings' entire competitive strategy and organizational culture, forcing them to reinvent themselves in a hyper-competitive Western Conference landscape. Looking beyond the court, the media and fan reaction to this rumor has already created a social media frenzy. The prospect of Sabonis joining the Warriors has sparked heated debates, memes, and speculations across Twitter, Instagram, and sports forums worldwide. Fans are dissecting every angle, from the potential impact on the Warriors' championship chances to the personal motivations behind Sabonis' decision. Some praise the move as a masterstroke of strategy and ambition, while others lament it as a betrayal of loyalty and fan trust. Influencers, analysts, and former players are weighing in, adding fuel to the fire. The rumor alone has revitalized conversations around the Warriors, shifting attention back to Golden State after a relatively quiet offseason. For sports media, this is a goldmine, generating content, interviews, and analysis that will dominate headlines for weeks, if not months. If and when an official announcement is made, the narrative momentum will only intensify. It's a perfect storm of sports drama, personal ambition, and business strategy, exactly the kind of story that captures the imagination of basketball fans around the globe. The potential arrival of Sabonis also adds a fascinating subplot to the Warriors' quest for legacy. The franchise is at a crossroads. They want to extend their dynasty, but they must do so without the original Hamptons Five fully intact. Kevin Durant's departure left a gap that many believed was impossible to fill. But Sabonis represents a different kind of star, one less flashy, but arguably more versatile and cerebral. His inclusion signals that the Warriors are embracing a new chapter, one built not just on shooting, but on smart, physical, and selfless basketball. This aligns with Steve Kerr's philosophy and the team's evolving identity. The question remains, can Sabonis, Curry, Thompson, and Green coexist and excel as a cohesive unit? The stakes are high, and the margin for error is slim. But if the Warriors pull this off, they will have crafted one of the most unique and formidable lineups in recent NBA history that could rewrite the story of what it means to build a championship team in the modern era. Finally, the long-term legacy of Domantas Sabonis could hinge on this rumored decision. He has always been respected as a hard-working, skilled, and unselfish player, but his championship resume has been non-existent until now. Joining the Warriors, a franchise with a proven blueprint for success, offers him a chance at immortality. If this deal is real and Sabonis contributes to a championship run, his place in NBA history will be elevated dramatically. He'll go from a great player on good teams to a crucial piece on a dynasty contender. This has implications for Hall of Fame discussions, contract negotiations in the future, and how young players view their career paths. The Warriors have shown that combining star power with intelligence and chemistry wins rings, and Sabonis' potential role in this ecosystem could redefine his career narrative. It's a gamble, yes, but one with the possibility of great reward. One that might just make this offseason the most fascinating one in recent memory. The NBA world waits with bated breath to see if this rumor transforms from whisper to reality, setting the stage for a dramatic new chapter in basketball history. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.